Joe Biden has just won the election, Donald Trump is out golfing, and my name is Zachary Hartley. In this video, we're going to talk about my post-election watch list. Now that we know who the winner is, what companies should we have our eye on going into this week, and how should we be looking at the markets? That is what I'm going to cover in this video. Here we go. Okay, so if you saw my last video, there are two things that we need to cover. Number one is who wins the US election, and number two is COVID. So obviously Biden has won the US election, and number two is that COVID numbers have gone up. They have not gone down since my last video, so that is something that we definitely need to talk about and definitely need to address. So let's start with the election. First of all, Biden was the winner, and based on my last video, I said that renewable energy, cannabis, and electric vehicle companies are going to be the big winners, and I still definitely feel that way. These are three industries that Biden has talked about in a favorable way, and it sounds like with Biden as president, these three industries have a clear path forward and could have some substantial growth that we may want to capitalize on as investors. Now, when it comes to COVID, this is a little bit more concerning. So this is the global COVID chart of daily new cases, and as you can see, it goes all the way up to November 6th, and on November 6th, we actually hit an all-time high. I think it was around 632,000 cases established on November 6th, and so that is an all-time high. So COVID is still getting worse. It is not getting any better, especially since the last time I made one of these videos. When we zoom in on the US chart in particular, it tells almost the exact same story, except a little bit more clear definition of what a third wave may look like. So first wave right here, second wave here, and clearly a third wave here. And again, on November 6th, it was an all-time record cases, 130 or 140,000 cases. I forget exactly what the number is, but on November 6th, it was an all-time high. I'm currently making this video on November 7th, so today's information hasn't yet come out. Now, when we start to look at the indexes, this is where it gets to be a little bit interesting. As you can see, the Dow Jones, which represents basically the 30 most influential companies in the United States, has pretty much come back to the same levels prior to COVID, around this 29,500 level, and we've seen a little bit of resistance. We haven't been able to break through it, but we've also established a little bit of support at the 26,500 level. So really interesting when it comes to the Dow Jones. When we look at the S&P 500, we have broke through the pre-COVID levels that were established back in kind of February, March. However, it hasn't been a clear breakthrough, and we're seeing some pretty strong resistance at this 3570 level, kind of 3600, and it looks like we're forming sort of a triple top here. So we've tested it at what looks like now for the third time, and I'm assuming that we may break through this actually on Monday when Biden is confirmed and the markets have some time to react to it and actually show what the new prices are going to be. I do have a feeling we're going to break through on the S&P 500 as well as the NASDAQ. So NASDAQ is a lot more heavily tech focused, and I do think tech is going to do totally fine under Joe Biden, so I am expecting a little bit of a breakthrough here come Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, because I am feeling a little bit bullish about the market, but we will see what happens with regards to COVID. We'll see if that has a major impact come Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, or if having a clear winner in the election, and if, in particular being Joe Biden, which one has a bigger impact on the markets. I think we'll figure that out on Monday, Tuesday, with whether or not the markets open higher or lower. Now, before I get into the stocks that I am watching this week, if you guys are interested in getting my entire watch list as well as joining my Discord chat, it is a community of traders where I post my entire watch list, all 40 different stocks that I have my eye on and how I feel about them. I also post my daily technical analysis, and most of the conversation is people asking me what I think about in particular stocks. I do my research and I share it with the entire group. So if you're interested in anything like that, definitely check out my Discord chat. It is linked down below. It is only $5 per month, and I give as much information, as much analysis, and as many resources as I possibly can for only $5 a month. I'm trying to build a community of traders, so if that sounds like something you are interested in, definitely check that out. I would love to have you there. Okay, so the first company I want to point out to you is a cannabis company, and then we're going to get into an electric vehicle company because Joe Biden has just been elected, and those are the industries that I think are going to see the most growth over the next few years. So let's start with cannabis. This is a company out of the US, particularly based in Florida. They're called Trulieve Cannabis, and they focus on medicinal and recreational cannabis, primarily in Florida. However, they are planning to expand pretty drastically over the next little while. Their stock is currently trading at $25. It is almost at the exact same level as the high that was established back in August. So what I'm seeing is a little bit of a double top here. And what I'm really interested in now is come Monday, Tuesday, now that Joe Biden has been elected and he has rather favorable policies when it comes to cannabis, I think this stock is going to run for the next few weeks, and I'm considering getting in on Monday, Tuesday. If we see it break above that $26.50, $27 mark, I think it's going to continue to run, especially on this trend line right here. I think there's a major opportunity for it. So I have my eyes on Trulieve. That is going to be my play in the US cannabis sector. Now, when it comes to electric vehicles, I'm going a little bit of a different route than most people. I am focused on Hyliion. So this is a company that basically converts Class 8, so the large semi-trucks, from gasoline vehicles into hybrid vehicles using electric power or hydrogen energy. And so what's really interesting about this is they're not going out and trying to create their own truck from scratch. They are trying to adapt all of the current trucks that are already on the road with a little bit newer technology, a little bit different fuel source, and trying to make them much more efficient. And with that, they don't have to build new trucks. They don't have to sell trucks. They just have to sell the upgrade. And I really, really like that business model. So what I think is happening here is recently they were actually acquired by a SPAC, and a special purpose acquisition corporation. You may have heard about them recently, and the stock has fallen from $44.90 all the way down to $18. I personally think it has found a little bit of support here around this $18 mark, and it has now had 3 consecutive days of positive trading. Friday wasn't great for it, but with Joe Biden being elected, I think this company is going to run over the next few years, and I really like their business model because they are not competing against Tesla and all these other companies to sell new trucks. They are selling the upgrades. Okay, next company that I really like is Shopify. This is one of my all-time favorite companies. I have made a ton of money on Shopify, and I really like the stock chart right now. Let me tell you why. First of all, we have established a major level of resistance right here at 1100. It's kind of a nice round number. We've seen the stock bounce off it several times, and we've also seen the stock bounce off of this 900 level 3 different times. So once in July, once here in September, and just recently at the beginning of November. And since then, the stock has moved from 900 to 1,045 in just 4 days. So over a 14% change on this stock in just a very, very short time period, which is absolutely amazing. And what I am expecting here is we are going to see a breakthrough of this 1100 area. The reason I am expecting that is we've now seen 3 bounces off 900. We have a crossover of the MACD. We just broke through the moving average. I think this support is going to fall because I do think COVID is still getting worse, and that is going to make companies like Shopify that enable e-commerce more and more valuable over time. And I think this is going to be the opportunity for Shopify to break through these highs. So I definitely want to be on the right side of this one. And now the last company here is my personal favorite from this last week because I've made a lot of money on it, and I'm going to show you that trade here shortly, but this is Uber. And so I've expanded this chart out as far as I can go. This is basically their IPO price. I think it was around $44 back in the day. And as you can see, it kind of went up to a high of around $47, $46 here, but it dropped down to a low of $13 during COVID, and it has now climbed all the way back up to $44. And so on my previous watch list and on a couple of my videos, I highlighted the technical analysis going on here, where we have some very, very strong levels of support and resistance. We have now broken through those levels of support and resistance, and we are coming all the way up to test our all-time highs. Now, I make these watch lists each and every week, and I obviously have a lot of different trades going on in each one of these, but just to show you that I actually make the trades that I point out to you, let me show you what I did this week. Okay, so this is my Quest Trade account. As you can see, this is the Uber stock chart that we just looked at, and this is the technical analysis that I've been doing. So $38 level right here, this was super important to me. It appeared to be resistance. As you can see, the price fell from it right here, and right here once or twice. We also had support at this $28 level. As you can see, it bounced off there a couple of times, and this $33 mark was basically resistance for 3 or 4 times, and then it turned into support over here. And so what I saw was the price was coming down here to this 33 level, and then we had a very clear bounce off it going into November 3rd right here. And so what I did was I entered my position on November 3rd, but I did not buy the stock. I actually bought the options, but I got in on November 3rd, and just luckily, I did definitely get a little lucky on this. The stock actually gapped up from $35 all the way to about $40.94 the next day, and now it has run all the way up to $45.38. So it has been an amazing run, and I didn't buy the stock. I actually bought the options. So let me show you exactly what I got into. So I bought the options for the January 15th call option with a strike price of $45, and I got in right here. And so as you can see, I got in on November 3rd. That's what this little green arrow means right here, and it is now trading at $3.60 at the close on Friday. So I got in at 93 cents. It's now $3.60, and I'll just bring up my account here so you can actually see that. Okay, you guys, so here's the summary page for my small account right now. I'm doing a challenge video series, so if you're interested, check that out. But here are my positions. I have 6 positions right now. Here's the Uber position. It is a January 15th, 2021 expiration, $45 call option. It is an average price of 93 cents. and it is currently valued at $3.60 at the close on Friday. So I've done extremely well. I'm up almost 400% on it, and this is the proof that I actually trade the stocks that I talk about. I also own options in Blink and ChargePoint Energy right now, two companies I've done several videos on. I also own Helion, which I pointed out in this video. I own MindMed, which I've made like 3 or 4 videos about, and Uber has done extremely well for me, and I just recently placed an options trade for Well Technologies, which I made a video about 2 weeks ago. So here's the proof that I am actually trading the companies that I talk about. This is my small account challenge, so if you're interested in seeing any of those videos, definitely check it out. I will have a new one coming out later, but meanwhile, let's get back to the PowerPoint. Okay, so now you've seen actually how I make my trades. If you guys are interested in signing up for Questrade, I do have a link down below that will give you $50 in free commission. So if you are looking for a new brokerage platform or somewhere to trade, definitely check it out. You can try it completely commission free for a couple of trades. And if you don't like it, take your money out and it won't cost you a single thing. Now, in summary, Joe Biden has won the election, but COVID numbers are still going up. So in my mind, I do think electric vehicles and cannabis are going to do very well. However, COVID could completely disrupt everything, as well as if Donald Trump does not basically give a smooth transition of power, it could wreak havoc on a couple of different things, especially if people start to protest. But in summary, I do think we're going to be okay. I think the markets are going to do well over the next few years. I am not super concerned about it. I am not super worried about it. It should not be hard to get Donald Trump out of the White House, especially if all the votes are counted and everything is done properly. It should not be an issue. But if you guys get any value out of these videos, please consider hitting that like and subscribe button. I sincerely appreciate it. It takes a couple hours to make all of these videos, so I really appreciate any feedback, the likes, the comments, anything that you can do. I sincerely appreciate it. Thank you so much for watching the videos. I will see you in the next ones. Peace.